You know, sometimes it's hard to figure out which movies I'm gonna review each week with most of the movie industry still on hold. But, weeks like this, I just try to say to myself, surely I can find something. Oh, I thought that was good. Shirley stars Elisabeth Moss as writer Shirley Jackson, trying to find the inspiration for her next novel. Meanwhile, her husband, played by Michael Stuhlbarg, agrees to take in a young couple to help take care of the house, and as Jackson and her husband get to know the young couple, she soon finds her inspiration, though potentially at the expense of all their sanity. This takes a similar approach that Capone, released last month, did. Instead of being a traditional biographical drama, it isolates a particular period of this historical figure's life and takes a horror-themed approach to it. And I appreciate that because I always love a good horror movie. Horror is one of my favorite genres. The setup is reminiscent of movies like Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, Carnage, and Mother. Most of the movie, or in some of those cases all of the movie, is strictly focused on just four characters, being two couples. And one of the couples ends up having a negative effect on the other. Now, two of the three movies I just mentioned were originally plays. And this movie as well felt theatrical to a degree, mainly in both Elisabeth Moss and Michael Stuhlbarg's performances. They're both very loud, they wave their hands around a lot. Every time they enter a room, everything they say feels like this grand announcement. Though their performances don't teeter on parody or camp, like they're not cartoonish. In fact, they can both be fairly sinister, in particular Elisabeth Moss. A lot of the movie will be them just toying with this young couple, played by Odessa and Logan Lerman. One minute they're very welcoming towards them, and then the next they're either making snide comments or barking commands at them. Sometimes they'll even play around with the young couple's trust in one another. If something is said supposedly in confidence, it's blurted out later when all four of them are together. And Elisabeth Moss is the one most guilty of doing this. It's very spiteful and mean-spirited, especially since they don't reveal to them the reasons why they're playing with their emotions so much. So I wouldn't call Elisabeth Moss or Michael Stuhlbarg the most likable person in this movie. Logan Lerman and Odessa are by far more of the actual protagonists here. But all performances were great. Elisabeth Moss in particular, she's been on a roll lately between this and The Invisible Man. She's very domineering with everyone else, between insulting them and barking orders at them. And after a certain point, you just enjoy not liking Shirley Jackson. You can sense the sheer level of disgust in her voice. And it's not like she really says anything productive. And when a performance allows you to just truly enjoy not liking a character, I think that's a case of some phenomenal acting right there. The film is directed by Josephine Decker, and I liked a lot of her aesthetic. She said in previous interviews her general directorial style is influenced by films like Black Swan and Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. And that's present here. It'll feel very closed in, and the way the camera moves around, it feels like we're following these characters. And even though the entire movie doesn't take place exclusively within the Jackson's house, it'll still feel very claustrophobic. I certainly appreciated the horror vibe this movie went for. The cinematography is excellent. Much of the movie takes place in darkly lit rooms, but the color palette still allows you to easily distinguish between light and dark. Nothing feels saturated or grainy. And the soundtrack is eerie, with screeching violins accompanying some of the more intense scenes. The only thing I'd say in terms of the camera setups is the close-ups can be a bit too much at times. Sometimes it'll be this one random shot of a character's arm or leg, and then there'll be another shot, there'll be another character's arm or leg or some other body part, and we'll get a lot within a short period of time. And sometimes it's hard to distinguish what's exactly going on. It leads to this very disorienting feel. And I guess that's part of the point, especially with this being more of a psychological horror thriller. Though the thing is, when there's so many at once, the story kind of loses you at times. Thankfully, this is on Hulu because there were a few moments where I had to play this back because I felt like I missed something. Overall, this was good. I'm liking this horror-themed approach to biographical dramas. It's a nice subversion of the genre. This is a very creepy and, for the most part, competently directed movie. While there were some storytelling issues, it's boosted by four fantastic performances, in particular Elisabeth Moss, who's once again at the top of her game here. Definitely an enjoyable watch. It's on Hulu now, and give it a shot. Shirley gets a 7.5 out of 10. So let me know, did you see Shirley or are you planning to see it, and what were your thoughts? Did you like the horror elements? Did you enjoy Elisabeth Moss's performance? And what's one of your favorite biographical dramas? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and give it a share, and for more movie reviews and film discussion, please make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'll catch you next time.